Baseball postseason is officially upon us. Man, what a year.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
What is poppin', y'all? AC Man Clubboy Bales. Welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports. Obviously, we're here today to give my predictions for who I think is going to walk away with this year's World Series title. It's been a very interesting year. Lots of great teams. A lot of teams, looking at them, they haven't, been in the playoffs in a while, and it's great to see some faces get back into the playoffs, which is great. Obviously, a couple familiar faces. We know the Dodgers will get in every year, but obviously everything is so on pace this season, and I'm not sure what's even going to happen. It's a wild ride. Man, so if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts. Let's get down to business. So, starting things off, we have the Tampa Bay Rays at the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland, at the start I was like, are they alright? But Cleveland got a lot better. I thought Cleveland's a little overrated, but they really started to get better offensively, and that's why they won their division. But they got so much young talent in that team, so don't know what to say. Tampa Bay, they've been really familiar. They've been in the playoffs for a long time. However, this season just hasn't been as good. And honestly, I don't know really what to say here, but I feel like, to start things off, Tampa Bay just hasn't had as good of a season, and I feel like we're going to start the season go downhill. So I say Cleveland wins this series in it'll go the full 3 games, but Tampa just hasn't been as good this season. I'll say Cleveland wins it. I want to see Cleveland win. Next up, Seattle Mariners, Toronto Blue Jays. Seattle, congratulations on making the playoffs. Y'all deserve all the love and respect. Toronto, on the other hand, they also deserve love and respect. They have such a very promising team. I'm excited to see what Toronto does. I'm excited to see what Seattle does. Seattle has such a young future, and I could see them making the playoffs a lot more often. But if I had to pick between the two, I'm going to have to say Toronto has more of an upside, and I feel like and they also have better pitching as of lately, so I'll say Toronto gets this one. Then we have the Philadelphia Phillies and the St. Louis Cardinals. Philly, they haven't been in the playoffs in a long time either. St. Louis, well, under their first-year manager, I give them credit. They did exactly what they needed to do. Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado are both likely favorites to win MVP. It's crazy. I mean, St. Louis has got those guys, and Albert Pujols looks like he did 20 years ago. So I don't know what's going on with that, but. Man, if I had to pick, I say St. Louis wins this one. I just don't think the Phillies have really struggled as of lately, but they've won games, but, they got in, just because, some circumstances, but St. Louis, I think, should win this series. Next up, Padres, Mets. Padres, I don't even hear talk about the Padres, Everyone's hyping up all these other teams, and I keep forgetting that the Padres are even there. The Mets, on the other hand, they got one of the best pitching units. They should absolutely demolish with DeGrom and Scherzer for sure. I say the Mets win this one. So then those are your wild card. Let's go into the divisional round. So we have Cleveland taking on New York. Obviously, we have the MVP, Aaron Judge, this season. And I feel like New York, if they have that guy, they should win this series. I mean, I do think the Yankees are a little bit overrated, but I mean, the Yankees have what it takes to win it all. But Cleveland's too young, and the Yankees got so much talent, so I feel like the Yankees should win it. Next up, Toronto Blue Jays and Houston Astros. Well, I know Houston's full of a bunch of cheaters, but there's pretty much nothing you can say about Justin Verlander being one of the best pitchers to ever pitch. That guy is just something special. So much young talent. Their hitting is unbelievable. Yordan Alvarez is having one of the best seasons ever. But, I feel like Houston is just 10 times better than Toronto. And Toronto, I feel like, needs some more weapons to get themselves to be a great team. I say Houston wins this one. Next up, Atlanta versus St. Louis. Atlanta right now is just so hot right now. People completely forget about how they are. I mean, Albies hasn't even came back yet, so that even is one thing. But Atlanta is just looking like they're going to be a real stud team. Everybody on that roster is just excellent. I don't think I feel like if I had to pick their pitching and St. Louis's pitching, Atlanta's is 10 times better. Atlanta wins this series. Next up, New York Mets and LA Dodgers. I am so perplexed on who to pick because the Dodgers are like one of the best teams in the league and the Mets have the best pitching. I don't know how I can really pick this one. But the Dodgers, I mean, I don't know who can stop the Dodgers. I mean, I know the Mets, I originally was like the Mets I think can do it, but I just don't think they have the hitting that the Dodgers have that can get them through. The Dodgers pitching is just unbelievable. Julio Urias, Tony Gonsolin, Clayton Kershaw. I mean, if they had Walker Buehler, that would just be unbelievable. But the Dodgers should win that series. So then we have LA versus Atlanta and New York versus Houston. So out of those two teams, I think Houston is going to win this series. I think the Yankees will choke because their bullpen is not that good, but I never know what can happen. I say, Houston wins this one. I just don't think they have. The Yankees' struggle in the second half really kind of made me think some things, and I feel like Houston will win and go to the World Series. And out of the other teams, LA, Braves, as much as I want to see the Braves repeat, I think LA is just so good right now. I just feel like it's going to be super tough. I feel like it will be a close series, but I say the Dodgers advance. And when we have a rematch of the 2018? No, actually, no, wait. 2017? I think that was 2017. But whatever. That was an unbelievable World Series until we found out that Houston cheated. But if that's the case, this is a revenge game. This is a revenge. LA is going to do whatever they can to take it out. LA, they'll be your champions this year. They're just too good. I don't know how anyone can stop LA. They always choke in the playoffs every year. But, I think they have Urias and Gonsolin will actually start Game 1 and Game 2, not Kershaw. So I feel like you're going to be put at a better advantage. Because Kershaw always starts off and he always doesn't do well. So I feel like might change some outlooks. So I say it. I think LA is going to win it this year. That's how I feel. So if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and as always, we will see you next time.